Hello guys, myself Y Akshay. I am from IT department. This is my PPT of the chemistry. And now I want to share about the a camera phone based on the UV demonstrations of the moisture, the solar defenses S4DASS of the water. Abstract. In this letter, we reported the development of the novel's camera phone based on the UV demonstrators from the moistures, the solar distributions S4DASS of the water. The demonstrations contains of a UV indicator methylene blue disappears in the ethylene clauses based on the polar matrix. To provide a quantity of the measurements of the UV dose, we demanded this the use of the camera phone to analyze the demonstration of the color changes in the responding to the UV exposures. The demonstrations response to the exhibits exceed the cellular agreement of the polar model R square greater than 0.99 over the UV exponential range test. The, note, the notable adventure of the demonstrations describes here it is can be deposited on the periphery of the substrates. With the potential, we can incubate it in the water containers. It is the incidents that uses such the demonstrations of the conjugated with the mobiles. Phone technology will be changes to use the SODSS thereby impacting the significantly. On the challenge, we can provide the clean drinking water in the developing regions of the world. In text terms, camera phone, color meter, optical sensor, SODAS, UV demonstrators. Now, introduction. Clean drinking water is the vegetator to require the substances of the human life. In our human life, guys, we have to drink only clean water, and water is so precious, guys. Now, according to the World Health Organization (WHO), almost 1 billion people currently drinking water is that potentially unsafe for the humans. 1. It is the estimated provocatively unsafe of the human water. 1. That the consequences of the combining water results in about 2 millions deaths. Sorry, guys. About 2 million deaths annually from the diarrhea and distance with the minority of these deaths occurring in the developing or lower regions of the world. 2. The address to the global health challenge simple of the low cost point of usage technologies to improve the water quantity are required on approach recommended by the WHO is the solar definitions SODAS of the water. In SODAS, water is placed on the suitable containers that exposed in the sunlight is a period of the time. Water treatments is achieved via as a number of the UV emitted, primarily UVA, biologically mechanisms that kill it, protests. Third one, it is the most common approach. The water is placed on the polythene, polythene PET bottles as exposure to the sunlight of the last 6 hours. However, deposited it is implements is this and consequences. It is estimated that only 5 millions of the people worldwide currently use SODSS, approx 0.5% of these people. Manuscripts received the August 15th, 2011, accepted October 13th, 2011. Date of the publication October 20, 2011. Date of the current version April 13, 2012. This was the associated editor coordinated the review is their manuscript and approaching from the publications was Dr. Lara Nagra. Our copper white is the optical sensor laboratory OSL National Centers of the Resources Research NCRS duplicate city of the University DECU Galvans and duplicate 9 IARE email robertcopper.com at DUIEA C RG denotes and SO dry code are the biological domestics Institutions of the Optical Sensor Laboratory OSL, National Centers of the Scanner Researchers SCR, Duquesne Cities University DCU guys. Governments Dial 9 Ireland email. Its email is copperletter at the rate use Stephen's dr. Color versions of the more than the figures of the paper available on the online at HP Diodes. It is the link book guys. Digital object identifiers is 1109 Semigens. Who consequences the unsafe water? Fourth one guys. To improve the alternance of the SODS, it is necessary to address the number to the shortcoming through the development and enhances the technologies. Fifth one. One of the notable issues is lack of feedbacks on the UV dose received by the water under the treatment, which is critically important from the SODS since scholar indicated is depend on the number of the SODS since employment factories. Cloud covers. In this letter, we can report the one of the development low-cost UV demonstrators from the using with the SODS deposited on the number substrates, including the plastic and paper. The demonstrators undergoes a color changing that they degrades by the camera. A future more by the exporting the data process cable of the phone. Auto-matched color matrix analysis of the performed the real time, providing the UV exposures feedbacks to the users. They using the models from the enhanced technologies for DSS as the fear of the reaching potential improvements of the efficiency and the definitions in the particles. Mobile phones offering the in excuses and the applicable technology capable in the irritating functions such as quantity UV exposing assignment collections of the data SODAs of the delivery education and travel informations of the users. Now experimentally a domestic fabs. The UV device was fabricated by the spin coating as a polymer. Solutions are developed by the UV sensitive indicators DA on the plastic subscribers at the 3000 rpm to form a dark deep blue color. This film the polar solutions of the compressed primarily as they created by the polar 10% is worldwide guys. Ethylene encloses in the ethyl, improving the day with the three guys concentrated methyl by blue. UV sensitivities in the indicators at the 0.3 percentage. W in worldwide. Numerical diodes is performed titanium dioxide electron donor at 0.01 worldwide. Terminates reading the agent at 5% worldwide. Each of these complemented at the added the polymer solutions followed by the splitting from the 15 minutes achieved by the homogeneous solutions following the depositions of the film was increases in the overlapping the layers of the transparent using tab to schedule the film from the absence of the oxygen which thins by the receiving the color change caused by the UV exposures. B. A camera phone based on the demonstrator's readout. To provide the quantity of the readout of the demonstrator, we can employ the camera phone or running a costume written by the software application. The evidence of the potential approaching from the developing the R reorganizations. We can use the inexpensive of the future Nokia 630 6300. Nokia 6300, the software applications which we have written by the Java also provides the phones to perform the automatical the analysis of the demonstration to relate color changes in responses to the UV dose. This phone is analysis beginning by the producers of the normalities, the color information in the image making it the independent of the independent. So guys, this is the diagram RGB and UV demonstrates. These are the ranges guys. We can the board we can have the squares and we can use this UV we can see this like In this work, normally blue image challenges the B image. We can call it as the blue image is called the B image, guys. It is determined to the most UV doses of the software applicables, extra B images and the beta means the average values is the resistance RAO located within the demonstrated figure 1. We can see this. We can see in the figure 1, so the images is the derivatives using the camera phone and B images also analysis that the average value of the can use the conjugators and the correlated curve to provide the real-time measurements of the UV dose received by the demonstrators to faculty characterizations of the demonstrators on the phone. Software applications provides a separate mode to allow the users of the generating a response curve from the set of the demonstrations images corresponded to no UV dose. See, UV demonstrate characterizations. This is the most important topic in this, guys. The demonstrations responding the characterizer by the producing UV light source, UVZL 25 impact UV lamp outer array distance 0.5 mi worldwide centimeter square. The wavelength of the wavelength the wavelength is the 3 minutes per the analysis by the obtained by the average B time. The value within the ROS in this range, the average normalized colored value from the recorded and used the responses of the demonstration UV dose level following the accurate data from the range. The data were they fitted in the last square bit fit model, and this is results and conclusions. You can show in the figure 2. We can show in this figure, guys. Representative plots illustrated demonstrates as responding by the functions of UV dose. The responses of the ranges 0.0 to 80 kg by meter square. Exhibited excellently agreemented with the quadrates of the polynomial model. These results can clearly demonstrate by the states of the using the camera phone to irritates. And this is graph, guys. We can see this graph ranges and color values UV doses. We can see this like, guys, responding to the functions of the UV energy dose. UV energy dose ని ఇది చూపిస్తుంది. We can see the UV energy dose in this graph. Particular covers UV demonstrates in the order quantity of the SSS. UV ranges are projected as per the SS applications. Now, eighth one is the uses of the inexpensive the mobile touch technology of the pairing the implements of the SPDS in the particles of the possibilities to the multiply functions such as the collections of the data types on the SODS uses deliver training the education information, health and the saturations quantity of the UV as the feedback of the single mobile data voice has the significant potential. Currently, futures of the development as this technology underway to extend the UV dose response and the investigated methods improve the demonstrating irritation performance. And thank you, guys. Before we can save the water, this save the water is the more precious in the world. Thank you, guys. Thank you to everyone.